What's up, guys? Bob My Pop here. Today I'm doing another Command Conquer 3 Kane's Wrath video commentary, and we have Unleashed UA and Phoenix on Tournament Rift. So let's head right into it. So Tournament Rift, pretty standard map. Well, it's actually the standard maps of Kane's Wrath. So on the left, as the purple GDI, this is Phoenix, and on the right side, as the cyan GDI, this is Unleashed UA. So, if we go right into this, Phoenix going for just 1 NG, Unleashed going for 2 NGs. So, pretty standard Unleashed like thing to go for multiple NGs. Phoenix, yeah, is just places down his ref, going for another watchtower, and yeah. So they're both GDI. GDI mirrors get very Pitbull Wars very fast. It's like Scorpion Wars. Or yeah, it's like Scorpion Wars in essence. And so Unleashed looks like he did get first shot, so we will take out Phoenix's rifle there. So this NG will get a free path to the spike. And so Unleashed, he's definitely playing on Unleashed, going for multiple spikes. Yeah, it's an Unleashed thing to do. And now he places down a watchtower, probably going to draft it to take out the rifle squad. Yeah, so, yeah, drafts it. Second Harvester out for Unleashed, second Harvester out for Phoenix. Pretty darn standard. And, yeah, Unleashed is looking to get the spike. Phoenix, nah, he can't get that in time. Yeah, I couldn't get that in time, Unleashed is doing a pretty decent job of scouting. He has a rifle waiting for the expo. 2 and 3 down for Phoenix, so he will be expanding while he finishes off his harvester count. Same thing for Unleashed. He's just a little bit late. He's not late, but he's just later. And now, this time Phoenix gets first shot, so Unleashed's scout will be cleaned up, and Phoenix is beaconing. I have no idea why he beaconed. Okay. So, Unleashed dug a foxhole right here, and now Phoenix will place down a power plant. Yeah, I think he placed down. I won't see anymore. You might have canceled that, but I don't know. But yeah. So now the rifle squad will go right here, and Unleashed places MCV pretty far away. That's a power plant, most likely. Oh, it's a tier 2. Well, I'm really bad at judging building speeds. So he is going to base crawl this the rest of the way. Probably that's why he places MCV so far away. Now Phoenix gets his ref down a little bit faster, but powers it down. Now he's probably going to go for a power. Wait.
Harvester under attack.
Phoenix,
Our base
no,
is
he's
under
going for a war
attack. Harvester under attack.
Phoenix is going for a war factory. And so, yeah. He also has a pit bull. There are a couple of pit bulls from Unleashed right here, so they are going to most likely take out Phoenix's harvester, both at the blue tib, both players having pit bulls at the blue tib. However, Unleashed does have a lot more. He also has tier 2. He is not going for AP ammo. That's a bit actually surprising, considering that. And now more pit bulls out for Unleashed. He is on single war factory, now an airfield that looks like orcas, but can't say anything for sure. And Phoenix is on double war factory. He's going pit bulls. Now this foxhole is just getting to be a bit annoying with the scout. He also probably doesn't want Unleashed to know what he's up to. Phoenix transferring harvesters. He is, well, actually no, not transferring harvesters. That was just built at that war factory. So now he is going to looks like 1 and 3, and that's actually pretty darn good. Compared to Unleashed, and actually Unleashed is gonna have 1-3. He also has 2 orcas. Third orca, so he's going for orcas, Unleashed, and that will not do the best against these pit bulls, but if he catches them at the right time and he manages to slip from behind them, that's going to actually do pretty decent. Now we are going to have one pit bull get cleaned up by Unleashed's pit bulls over here in the North Tiberium field, and so now an orca strike coming in. The spike is still taking some damage. There are quite a few pit bulls right here now for Phoenix. He is obviously on dual ref. well, not to a to a war factory. Now the pit bulls are going to be coming in. They are going to now definitely get a nice approach on these on Phoenix, because Phoenix had all his pit bulls down south. But yeah, Unleashed pulls away because he didn't have really enough to engage versus Phoenix, as well as the fact without losing a lot, and so yeah, pulls away. The airfield, I don't know, is Unleashed going for, Unleashed going for hard points. Most likely, considering these orcas, they don't have hard points, so yeah, pretty likely. Now, these orcas are flying back to base. How many harves did they snag? I don't know if they got any harves, but yeah. This battle marker is being annoying because I know the spike is being attacked. Yeah. It's actually weird to see Unleashed attack a spike. Yeah, I tapped this one, so now he has these pit bulls right here. He's going to move them. The blue tip is all cleaned up after those two harvesters had those fights. Now these pit bulls are finally going to get rid of these rifles, but they're trying to dig a foxhole. Not the case. And so now this orca strike from Phoenix. Is Phoenix actually going for? Yes, he is going for orcas, and he has a tier 3. Wait, no, those are firehawks, not orcas. So he's going for. So he has firehawks, and and now there's also all these pitbull mortars from Unleashed. He's going to be hitting the MCV, and now all this MCV is going to be actually taking a lot of damage. Do Phoenix's, I cannot select. Yes, all the pitbulls have mortars on them, so it's going to be actually doing quite a bit of damage. The Marv Reclamator hub is placed down, and Unleashed also has tier 3, obviously, because that's how you get mortars, I believe. Yeah, that's how you get mortars. I'm not a GDI player. I'm actually really noob at GDI. I'm really noob at everything, but even more noob at GDI. Anyway, this Marv assembly thing, Reclamator hub, will be taken down. Now there is AP ammo out for Phoenix, and now these pit bulls, those mortars, actually like a pretty rare upgrade, are doing pretty decent. Now Unleashed does have the middle field. He also has a Reclamator hub. Is that a Marv finish?
Marv assembly complete.
That's a Marv. Yep. And now the airfield gets taken down. The tier 2, not quite. Would have actually been decent to snipe that tier 3, but and it's not fenced. Actually, no, it would have been better to snipe the tier 2 because of air. Considering the Marv being weird and you can't cancel it with killing the tier 3. And yeah. Or that may be some other epic unit I'm thinking of. I'm pretty sure it's Marv. I'm really, really noob. So, yeah. This NG will be running away. He did sell his MCV Phoenix. So, yes. Now, he does have a couple of rifles engaging this. I don't even know. Yeah, the naders are going to bring in here and clear out that garrison. I like to call them naders, not grenadiers for some reason. Now, we are seeing the firehawks. They obviously are not ceramic armor. No hard points yet still. And now the pit bulls are going to do a little bit of damage. Actually, that one firehawk is near borderline death. And that supersonic airstrike missed from Unleashed. And now he did snipe power, but that's probably the best thing to do. So now all the power is really down, and now Unleashed is just spamming pit bulls. He is going for 2 rail, 1 rocket, 1 NG, Marv, and he's beaconing the spike. And yeah, because he probably had double NG there. Also, Unleashed hates when people take spikes. Usually the message becomes, now you die, and now those people die. Juggernauts are out for Phoenix. Juggernauts are out. He has a tier 4. Doesn't actually have too much else. Like, really, other than those Firehawks and the tier 4. And that Harvester didn't even try. But yeah, these Juggernauts will do a nice job, at least for some time, until the Marv gets there. And the Shockwave Artillery does EMP the Marv, and so this is going to get hammered by these Juggernauts. And now the Marv does go down. So that epic unit, in essence, thrown away for no value whatsoever. And now Orca Strike coming in, and it's probably going to just get sniped by pit bulls. And yeah, that just was at the start of the refinery. Probably was looking for a harvester damage off, but that doesn't work. And now these harvesters are going to get sniped. What is in here? It's an engineer. That's like a really Unleashed thing to do, is put an engineer in a transport. But now these pit bulls are going to, the mortars are going to fire off. This war factory is going to go down real fast right now. The MCB here is, well, yeah, there's an MCB here, and that tier 2 was sold off. The refinery, I cannot say words, was fenced off, so now these watchtowers will fire against these pit bulls. AP ammo is a thing and is doing decent damage. However, now there's predators with, wait, no, I thought those were railgun preds. No, those are zone troopers that are hiding behind the predators. Really weird thing in the Sage engine on how they can hide behind a unit like that. But yes, now there are zone troopers, probably, I don't know what the zone troopers are from, but yes, zone troopers. And now Bloodhounds is called in, and now these pit bulls will have to be chased off because there's so many juggernauts. And also, well, no, that's not the big thing, but it's mainly the Bloodhounds. And now Sonic Emitter was placed down, so that will be able to chase off the Bloodhounds, or yeah, the pit bulls and APCs from the Bloodhounds. And so that bunker will be taken out. Not too big of a deal. Now we are seeing a little bit of infantry from Phoenix. He's now, yeah, he's spamming NGs, what the heck? I'm not sure about that. Yeah. So right now it's looking to be a battle in the middle. Phoenix does have juggernauts. Unleashed has all the like pit bulls that mostly got taken out. Actually, he does have tungsten, and so that was actually a decent power snipe. No, that didn't get taken out, but the other things were decent power snipes. All 4 Firehawks still remain for Phoenix. He still has a tier 3. I don't think he has a tier 4 anymore. No, he doesn't. And so Unleashed definitely has a lot more buildings than Phoenix, and he's rebuilding his Marv. That could really be useful for Phoenix and type that. But Unleashed does fence it, so it'll take a good chunk of time for that to go down. And that's actually a sniper for the Marv could go down. So that's actually a very nice trick for Phoenix, or not a nice trick, a nice thing for Phoenix to do. And so now Unleashed has no Marv that he was expecting, and now he has to spam some infantry out of these barracks. Yeah, to counter this. He's building zone troopers out of this one. I can't say whether the other one will be rockets or zone troopers. Both would work decently well. Yep, it's zone troopers. So he's spamming zone troopers now. That's a very Master Leafy thing. Yes, Master Leafy thing. Master Leaf actually quite likes zone troopers, at least in his VODs he does. So yeah, now these zone troopers will power pack forward, and now they are going to take out some of these infantry, but hammerheads come down, and hammerheads just shred zone troopers. They always have, and they always will, just because zone troopers can't shoot up. And more power snipes. There is multi-MCB from Unleashed. Phoenix, does he have multi? Nah, Phoenix is surprisingly low on Tib. Like, he's really low on Tib, and so what he's doing, but Unleashed, because Unleashed obviously secured this middle field, but he's still doing a decent job at keeping the pressure on Unleashed and not allowing him to really push forward, because of these juggernauts are pretty good. And also these Firehawks are doing a nice job at sniping power, because it will always slow down Unleashed. And Armory is out. He's probably going for power packs. Yeah, it's definitely going for power packs. I'll just check Unleashed vision right now.
Our base is under attack. Insufficient funds. Cancelled. Structure sold.
Yeah, so it's power packs, and he's now going for compo armor because he's building a couple missile squads. And now that tier 2 was saved by the fence. No, it actually wasn't. Those hard points bombs do actually do enough to take down that tier 2 fenced. And yeah, okay. So now Unleashed has actually a lot of infantry, and so he could push forward. This bunker's doing a very nice job of just being a scout, and an airfield is down for Unleashed. I don't know what he's doing with it, and now we are seeing just 2 hammerheads out from Phoenix. He has still 3 jugs. Not 3 jugs, 3 Firehawks, and those Firehawks are going to do a really nice job, probably. I don't know if I've been calling Firehawks this entire time orcas or hammerheads. I don't know. I can't remember. But yes, he fences the airfield, so right now, both players, there's not too much Tib left on the map now. Unleashed, however, got this field entirely pretty much, so that's doing a very nice job. Is that a commando or is that an NG? That is an NG. So there are these Firehawks in the north, and I think they're looking for a way around. They could definitely spot the airfield, and he's going for Firehawks themselves. So an on-deck bomb would be very deadly to unleash right now, because the thing is, Phoenix, he snipes that ref, which, yeah. So now all these harves are going to overstack, and if he was not, he could one-click that, but he's not, so, yeah. Reclamator Hub down for Unleashed. He's definitely now going to start IMR. No duh, that's what a Reclamator Hub is for. And this APMO is actually doing some damage to these harvesters, surprisingly enough. And is that yeah, that's an NG transport from Unleashed right there. And so Unleashed still has double MCB. That's the main thing to note right here, as well as a massive army of infantry. However, orbital drop is very good in this situations, or I can't remember what the sports power is called. Phoenix.
Unit under
No,
attack.
actually, it doesn't have it anymore, so that's not
Our base is under
even
attack.
an option. So the spike being just attacked by this hammerhead. This is one of the stages where the game slows down, but there are pit bulls here, and they are going to maybe snipe this tier 3. That could be devastating to Unleashed right now, because that means he can't build any more Firehawks. Actually, no, he still has a couple of those. Building block does come down. It's a decent building block, but the thing is there's just so many pit bulls, and Unleashed doesn't have enough. Phoenix needs to know that, yeah, he takes out that tier 3, and now there are a bunch of watchtowers, but is Unleashed back to the... No, he still has tier 2. For a second I thought he was back to the Stone Age. However, the annoying thing is that Marvs don't cancel when you lose your tier 3,
Building. Our base is under attack.
Unlike a Redeemer or a Hexapod. It's very, very annoying. And so the spike goes down. Marv assembly complete. That is definitely Unleashed, because Phoenix isn't even going for a Marv. The Firehawks are trying to bomb this. They're doing quite a nice job of it, and there's no airfield left for Phoenix. So that's something. And now these pit bulls are going to possibly take out this ref. That could be also very, very useful. He could also even... Does he? Yeah, he's taking out harvesters, which is nice, because there's not too much tib left on the map, so harvester snipes are very useful. Not as useful as, like, yeah, they're still useful. Harvester snipes are useful any time of the game, really. And, yeah. So, these power plants are it's going to be taken down. There's still the jugs, and now Unleashed is going to push forward. He has quite a bit. That's 2 rockets, 2 rails in that Marv. I don't really get that. Why, yes, the rockets instead, you could just get a bunch of rails in there. Quad rail Marvs are very dangerous. And Phoenix has quite a bit. Well, actually, no, he doesn't have quite a bit. I meant to say Unleashed has quite a bit. He doesn't have much. Phoenix has these jugs, and he's really limited to space. However, these pit bulls just took out all of Unleashed's original base. I'm not going to say main, because this is really the main base of Unleashed. It's been sent to secure that field, really. And now, this infantry force is going to be driven off slightly by these juggernauts and this infantry and these rifles. And now Phoenix is going to be building APCs. He does do an orc strike there, and so that does okay. It just damages a bit, probably make it easier for Firehawks. And now these pit bulls get absolutely obliterated by zone troopers, because zone troopers smash pit bulls. And now there's this Marv moving here, and the juggernauts are now going to be firing at this rifle squad. I don't really know why I noticed that. And now the pit bulls, did they just snipe an airfield? Yep, pit bulls just sniped an airfield. That's something. Called actually quite resourcefulness from Phoenix. He just took out an airfield, and now another one does get placed down here, but still, he took down the airfield from Unleashed, and he took down all of his like old base. So Unleashed, both players are now confined to their one base. Like, it's really in the building trade, which is, yeah. Now Phoenix just reduced the gap a lot, so because he destroyed, and also Unleashed now no longer has access to all his old eco. If he does, he has to go through all the pit bulls and harassment. And now these hammerheads can take out this harvester most likely. Yeah, that is going for blue tib. Blue tib. So in essence, Unleashed just gave Phoenix free harvester unless Firehawks come in, and Firehawks came in. That's it. Okay. So he saved a harvester right there, which is very, very useful. Now these AP ammo APCs are going to be moving. There's still one Phoenix, Firehawk. I almost called it a Firehawk Phoenix. And now these APCs are going to be moving. They could actually snipe that Firehawk because AP ammo does actually quite a bit of damage versus air in APCs. And now the harvester actually could go down. Phoenix needs to. Okay, yeah, Phoenix is going to snipe this most likely. Phoenix, he lays down mines. That harvester is going to go down. Now Phoenix harvesters are right here. However, Unleashed has the entire infantry force in the north, and now these juggernauts are going to fire against this Marv, and the Marv does go down. That is a very useful, as now that Marv is dead again. So so Unleashed has to either rebuild it or find something that can substitute its firepower / tanking. And now this harvester could actually go down to these APCs. Yeah, no. Is he going for blue tip again or no? He's not. So now these APCs are going to trying to focus down this ref. This watchtower is placed down, but there's no AP ammo still. I still don't get why there's no AP ammo from Unleashed. And that could be doing very useful. And actually now AP ammo is done. So there. Yeah. This watchtower now is going to focus down one APC, and now these APCs are going to focus down one harvester. And now this infantry is moving forward. However, AP ammo is a thing. It's doing quite a bit of damage right now. And now the juggernauts are going to suppress all these forces, and the watchtowers are going to do the damage that's needed. These infantry are going to definitely go down pretty darn soon. And yeah. Alright. Now the hammerheads. There's 4 hammerheads. So, there's also one Firehawk, I don't know where that is, and probably right there. Yeah, but now the Juggernauts are going to push forward. Now Phoenix has a little bit of mystery, not too much to really make a notice of. And there's one Firehawk here that is elite. There are a bunch of Hammerheads. Now the Pitbulls are actually going to clean up some of this, and now that power plant could go down. That would actually... sniping upgrade power plants is always something.
Marv assembly complete.
And the Marv is done. Yeah. So now that's really these APCs are going to focus down, and these Pitbulls are going to focus down those harvesters. And now another harvester gets focused down. Unleashed is really sacking a lot of harvesters. He only has, well, yeah, those harvesters are important. Even in this situation, harvesters are always important because that means you get less money from the limited amount of money you have when there's this little tip on the map. And now this power plant goes down. They're sniping at upgraded power plants. And so Phoenix is taking down a lot of upgraded power plants. Very good job right there. Now the Marv goes in, and that's going to chase them off. They could finish off the tier 2. Nah, they're not going to. Why does Unleashed have 2 tier 2s? Okay. Yes, two tier 2s. And now there's this one power plant here that, not that big of a deal, but in a base raid that could make a difference. And now, this Firehawk is bombing that power plant. Those APCs could not focus it down in time. AP ammo APCs obviously doing actually quite a good job this game. Killing a bunch of harvesters, those power plants. And Unleashed is on 1 MCV. The Marv is here. Marv Garrison is 2 rockets, 1 rail, and 1 NG. So, again, yeah. So, a lot of rocket garrisons from Unleashed, and now the Firehawk is going to straddle Hawk right there. There is no anti-air, and so it's going to go heroic Firehawk. Surveyor from Phoenix. Surveyor from Phoenix, okay. That's actually quite a bit of tib, and pretty good map awareness from Phoenix, as well. That means you can get more tib. Close this. So, Yes, now the hammerheads are moving through, and the juggernauts are going to be sniped down. There's no anti-air really, other than these APMO APCs, which, while they do decent enough damage, they're not going to be able to finish them off in time. And now these hammerheads, it could win the game for Unleashed if there's not enough anti-air in time. But now these APMO APCs are back, so they can do quite a bit of damage. Now this upgraded power plant sniping is always welcome from anyone, really. Upgrade power plants are pretty decent targets. It's especially if you don't have too large of a force and you're in the late game, because that means they have to rebuild them. And now those, okay, this pitbull is heroic, and those pitbulls all went down to those hammerheads. Alright, yeah, the surveyor here from Phoenix. Oh wait, he needs to remember this. It's not doing anything. Phoenix. Come on, man. Phoenix. You're killing me, bruh. Yeah, okay. I'm no idea why Phoenix isn't doing that. And now that Firehawk could actually get... Heroic Firehawks are so freaking OP. Heroic anythings are so freaking OP, unless they're heroic militant squads. In that case, you don't even give a crap. So, yeah. This Marv is moving through here. There's a bunch of rifle squads, probably just there to scout / do something, hopefully, for Unleashed. And now he has a bunch of harvesters on this damn Phoenix! You got here like 2 minutes earlier. Okay, Phoenix, seriously, what the heck? Phoenix, come on, man. And now, that heroic Firehawk is still being annoying, because heroic anythings are annoying. There are slingshots now. Okay, now these juggernauts are kind of chasing away the Marv. It has to pull back, and now Phoenix is re-expanding. I don't know why he's moving this far this way. Is he base pushing? I don't. He's base pushing. He's tier 2. Can't really base push too well. But, so, yeah, there's not much tip here other than this that Phoenix is missing out on. Phoenix! Okay, he's definitely microwing. I was swearing, like, nearly completely forgot about that. All those APCs go down. That slingshot is going to go down just because APMO is so OP and will focus down those. Now, heroic rock squats. Phoenix will fence that, and now Orchestrate comes in, and now more slingshots. Slingshots, are they going to focus? They focus down one hammerhead. The slingshots will focus down a couple more. Now another AA battery is dropped, and now those hammerheads, a couple of them do go down, but not enough to really pay for that much loss. And now those juggernauts are going to try to fire at this Marv. The building block barracks is actually decent. Actually, no, I don't know if that was intended building block, but it served as a decent building block. And now these juggernauts are going to be doing really close range firing against this Marv, and now this Marv is going to be going down. So Unleashed is sacking another Marv. Phoenix. Phoenix, really, what the heck? Okay, so now AA batteries and slingshots are going to be trying to focus down these hammerheads. They're trying to focus down the MCV. The MCV goes down. The hammerheads all get sacked, but the MCV goes down. Now there's the MCV goes down for Phoenix. Does he have a war factory? Phoenix doesn't have really any production structures. Phoenix, no. You don't have any production structures. Does he remember about this now? Still, no. Well, actually, no. It's no longer worth it. And now he loses it. Seriously. He could have nearly won the game there. Like, he could have not won the game, but had a significant advantage with that. So now Phoenix has nothing but an army. And, like, buildings that do nothing except are his only really security blankets, because if they go down, he goes down. So they're what he needs to live, yet he can't. But yeah, he doesn't really have much to do with them. All that he really needs them to do is live. He does. Yeah. So Unleashed is on one base, and we'll probably try to hold out. There still is the heroic Firehawk that can work wonders. We have seen heroic Firehawks work wonders in the past. Yeah, so now this garrison will most likely be going down. That will actually be less of a taking force for Unleashed, as well as a bunch of infantry will go down. A slingshot venturing too far forward, and now there's not much anti-air. There isn't much anti-air. Phoenix could lose this right here, unless these rocket squads do win this. And now the Juggernauts, one power plant goes down, and now these hammerheads. There's not much else. These Juggernauts are about to go down. If this Juggernaut, and the game was defeated for Phoenix. He did upload this replay. So the Juggernauts went down. That was a really tense game. So Unleashed had a much better eco, but Phoenix just traded better, as you can see from these stats. Like, Unleashed had $80,000 more. That's probably because he had the middle hit field, but the unit killed to death. Phoenix definitely had better unit trading. Like, they both had about the same amount of units through the games that were spiking up and down. Except during the end, Unleashed went up, Phoenix went down, because obviously the hammerheads. But yeah, he just had better unit killed to death than Unleashed. So that was definitely a GG. As you see, the eco was an eco boom from Unleashed compared to Phoenix's eco. And that was a 30-minute game. So yeah, thank you all for watching. And if you enjoyed this video, well, then you enjoyed this video, yeah. So thank you all for watching, and until next time, peace.